Miss Nichols, and Glimpsing's taken deeper out, and going up on the inside is Vickers' Daughter, followed by Tabler and Volker Spray. But as they come past the 250 and Silk and Money race clear, Silk and Money about a length and a half on Dane's Jester, followed by on the outside Glimpsing, Barrenjoey, Byways and Tabler. But the Port Macquarie filly Silk and Money is giving its rivals a galloping exhibition. It bolts in. Silk and Money beat Glimpsing and Barrenjoey, Byways, followed by Dane's Jester and Tabler, then Miss Nichols, followed by Vickers' Daughter, and then Volker Spray, and all the better was Absolute.
2, 1 and 8 across the line. Silk and Money, the Sky Ratings top pick for Pat Quinn at Port Macquarie, collects the cash, also the late mail. And Barrenjoey, Byways at very, very big odds. Now, Morfordville, second race on the program. Let's look ahead there. The tote by comparison. Let's get the late mail.
I don't want to take her on. Number 5, Spinning Hill. It is the class act in an event like this. Won the race last year. It'll be as well ridden on this occasion by Patrick Payne as opposed to Frankie Dettori last year. Really has settled in wonderfully well in Victoria, and it will win. Number 7, Before Too Long. It's tough. Record holder over the 1200, so the 1000's not going to worry it at all. Jimmy can use it from barrier 2 if he decides to. I think he will let it run a little bit. Looks great. It's travelled to Melbourne in good order. Number 8, Haileybury, again with the abundance of pace up front, it'll get the perfect run. They don't have to ride it for speed if they see the speed too hard up front. It can race from behind them and it can run on. This is a class filly and it gets in very well under the weight for age conditions and has trained on very well after its first up winning performance at Caulfield in the Scalacci at Group 2 level. And I'm including number 1, Pemberton. I tell you what, this looks a lot better today than when it first raced at Caulfield in the Scalacci. Oh, really has gone ahead in leaps and bounds. John Morrissey will be very pleased with the way it's paraded today, so I'm going to put it in because it has drawn okay too. 5 ahead of 7, 8 and 1.
And with the very short tote odds about Spinning Hill, there's some massive overs with a few of these runners. Our Egyptian Rain, much longer odds. Before Too Long, much longer odds. And Haileybury, similar odds to what they're betting on course. Alf, we had those amazing tactics Mick Price gave to us at Caulfield about Haileybury leading. But today, with Before Too Long, Our Egyptian Rain, Dantana as tearaway leaders, we believe he'll be taking the sit.
Older and experienced horses and more of them in this event as opposed to only having to deal with speed with Dantana in the Scalacci. I've got no doubt they will opt for the soft option and go back and race behind them. Look, it can run on. It's a class filly, and that is the most effective way to ride it, in my opinion. It looks good. That's how I think the race will be run because, you know, horses like Before Too Long, Our Egyptian Rain and Daytona, look, they've drawn well and inside of Haileybury. That is the key factor here.
And when you look at the stats of this race in recent years, the last 5 winners of the Scalacci have gone on to win this race. And Haileybury's looking to become just the 4th 3-year-old filly to win. She'd be in good company, Special, Scarlet Beast and With Me.
Oh, outstanding company, and look, with her race record, she does deserve to be in that sort of category too, in my opinion. She's a very, very gutsy little filly, and look, she won't let anybody down, and the only thing I can reiterate, she will get the right run in transit.
And the other one is Rick Hall Lacey's looking to win his 3rd Schweppes Moyer Stakes, with Spartacus and Clay Hero being his other 2.
And I don't put Dantana in that category. Look, he's a nice horse, he's a very brilliant, brisk runner, and that's his attribute. However, he won't get anything in his own way today.
The tactics are also interesting for this 5-furlong dash. Blink, you may miss it. Blink, you may miss 3 very fast sprinters going along in front. Andrew Bensley will agree.
Coming up into the stalls. And beaten in a 3,000 metre starts. They're set. Racing, Haileybury jumping brilliantly. Spinning Hill got away well, will just ease out of the early fray. Dantana with more aggression today goes to the lead. Dantana from Our Egyptian Rain Before Too Long, and Haileybury now for the outside. Then came Pemberton, Spinning Hill and Azevedo last of the 7. About to go through the gap. Dantana leading narrowly. Before Too Long charged to second. Our Egyptian Rain 3rd. A length and a half Haileybury 4th, being followed Pemberton, Spinning Hill 6 off the leader, and then at the tail of the field. Azevedo round the turn. Dan Turner by 3/4 before too long. Our Egyptian Rain. 1.5 Hailey Berry Pembleton. Spinning Hill easing to the outside. She's got 4 or 5 lengths to make up. Dan Turner corners. He's out by 2 lengths now. Our Egyptian Rain, and before too long off the bit. Spinning Hill peeling to the outside. Dan Turner in front. Our Egyptian Rain levels now. Our Egyptian Rain takes the lead. Spinning Hill trying to level up, but Our Egyptian Rain causes a boil over and wins it by a length to Spinning Hill or Dan Turner. Then came Pembleton before too long. Azevedo and Hailey Berry dropped out and ran last today. Our Egyptian Rain, ridden by Nash Trawilla, who gave a jubilant thumping of the whip as he passed the line. $16.70 and $5.40. Had the beautiful run right on the pace, and she was too strong over the last little bit of the race. A Group 1 winner in New Zealand. She won the railway over there at the start of this year.
So the boil over delivered by the former New Zealand mare, Andrew Bensley.
Yes, we're up here with Graham Begg. Well done, Graham. Really did some excellent track work here on Tuesday, and there was no surprise today.
Yeah, look, you know, we knew when we drew the one gate we'd be able to get a good sit and just sit off the speed and then come out when we wanted to, handle the valley well because she'd had a run here early in the year.
Yep.
And done a good job. And
you've had a few problems, but obviously it's all over with now because just the way she raced today. Where do you go?
Well, we're going to look at the Emirates on Oaks Day. Like, she hasn't run for 2 months, and she's only really been back in work a month, you know. So she's done a damn good job.
She has. Go and enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate. Graham Begg, the winning trainer, Brendan, as Our Egyptian Rain returns, and the owners of this horse, the majority, the written syndicate, they own Paraka in the Cox Plate.
And Nash Trawilla will be riding Paraka in a Cox Plate now. Spinning Hill, perhaps she's lost that turn of foot at 5 furlongs, Alf Matthews.
It did appear that way. I just thought the pace was a little bit steady. I know we spoke about how much speed was going to be on, but Our Egyptian Rain, we've seen her perform very good at Group 1 level in New Zealand, but has failed to do it here. But Spinning Hill could have just needed a little bit extra, I would say, yeah.
And Pembleton, ridden aggressively by Karen McAvoy when turning for home, and Hailey Berry got a little caught up in that.
Yes, it did. Hailey Berry, obviously that run first up has taken the edge right off it, and again was ridden aggressively out of the gates, which I don't think helped. He then went to steady and go back behind them, all too late.
Okay, we have a surprise result in the Schwepper Vessens Moyer Stakes, 6, 5, 3 and 1. Latest call of betting, first column you will see a New Zealand odds, so you can get a comparison with what's being bet there. And the win pool in New Zealand is at $67,000. Irish Rover for David Walker is all of the rage. And the other ones in the market in NZ are Black Musket and Penny Gem for Mike Coleman. Rosehill Gardens' 4th race on the card. It's over 1,400 metres. There's a Bob's bonus for those Bobs eligible. And Bob's, of course, being the breeding scheme in New South Wales. Magic Quest from Flying Formality and Desert Ransom, 5, 2, 4 and 1. Hugh Bowman rides Magic Quest for trainer John O'Shea.
Hugh, you've set out the early part of the day and you've got a terrific book of rides lined up. We start off with Magic Quest in this upcoming race, in form.
Yeah, Joe, this is a horse that's really struck form in his last couple of starts. He's an improving...
Captain Cook Stakes, weight for age, no allowances, $100,000, Group 1. The call from Radio Pacific's Tony Lee.
Good on you, Mike. Penny Gem has gone in now. So the Avery Ford, Captain Cook are all in, ready. Group 1, 1600 here at Trentham, racing. Rodan slows, 2 behind them at the jump. Penny Gem goes back, as too does Marie Claire. Miss Potential came out of the machine the best and is the leader. Black Musket is nice and handy when they settle down, and Millennium goes forward with Desert Bay, as too does Irish Rover, and Hustlers with those. Danza Pride's out a little deeper as they run down the back of the track a length. Ben Sparta, 3/4 at the 1200 of Fritz Road on the inside. Ernest William between them, then Marie Claire second to last, and Penny Gem is last on the outside, 1,000 metres to go, and Miss Potential a half in front. Millennium is second, and Black Musket is sweet seating. Irish Rover the outside of that, and a little deeper out is Danza Pride. Desert Bay's tracking up on that, and then Big Ben Sparta. Hustler just throwing the head around a bit, 800 metres to travel. Rodan all bottled up on the inside as Fritz goes forward, and then Ernest William. Penny Gem second second to last, and the grey Marie Claire was last of all as they run to the 600 metres in the Overy Ford Captain Cook Stakes, and Millennium goes up to have a little look at Miss Potential as they come to the home corner. Miss Potential on the inside from Millennium on the outside. Irish Rover comes after them, and then Danza Pride, Black Musket back behind them as Ben Sparta. Miss Potential and Millennium little between them. Irish Rover's trying to get on terms, and Ben Sparta desperate for room. Hustler and Penny Jam and Marie Claire from a long way back. Miss Potential on the inside, out wide. Penny Jam's flying. Hustler's coming with it, and then Marie Claire, Penny Jam. Penny Jam gets the Group 1, I think, from Marie Claire. Hustler, Irish Rover, Black Musket right there. Rodan, Millennium, Ernest William, Miss Potential, and then Danza Pride. Ben Sparta unlucky. Desert Bay behind those, and Fritz dropped out to be the last of them in. What a race. Number 13, Penny Gem, at $7.15 and $2.60 for the place. For Michael Coleman, Marie Claire, the back markers have stormed the last little bit. Right in this, at $4.65 the place. Hustler was kicking through the middle, as to Irish Rover. A great finish. Oh, look at Ben Sparta against the inside, but Penny Gem, well, down to the line. Marie Claire was taking ground off at the last little bit, and I think it's just missed, isn't it?
As we await those numbers to be confirmed, Penny Gem back from its last two runs in Melbourne and a controversial non-starter in the Kill Capital Stakes. Penny Gem, which came back from the Fian and the Memsey in the spring in Melbourne, prepared by Michael Moroney and his co-trainer in New Zealand, Andrew Scott, from their Matamata base. Rosehill Gardens, those our next port of call. Let's link in with Ron Dufficy's thoughts.
Race 4 here, Rosehill Gardens, a very difficult race. Anything could win without surprising. The numbers are 2, 9, 11 and 1. Look, fine formality. He's been around the mark of late. I can see him going forward here, getting some sort of a cover, and I think he'll run a bold little race. Looking for dangers, I thought a couple of long shots. There's a nice Seville colt here, Hasta Manana. He's done nothing in 2 starts to date. Resumes here without...
And Mike Coleman ridden captures the Group 1 Captain Cook, beating Marie Claire. 1:10.56 was the race time. 13, 12 and 9.
Fourth of the day, over 1,400 metres. Ready to run at the Gardens, Magic Quest, a popular pick. Becoming very overcast here. I wonder if we're going to get some rain. Starter has the button. The press is saying they're off. Flying for Melody didn't jump all that quickly, and Desert Ransom and Coolgardie away very fast. Likewise with Yes Boss. Coolgardie's going to lead today, thank you, from In Flames, and then Flying for Melody picking up ground, followed by Sadler's Song, then the favourite Magic Quest, a couple of lengths to Intermoo, followed by Matey, Hasta Manana, and last of all is Valeur. Coolgardie the leader, and passing the 1,000 has a break of a length on Yes Boss. Desert Ransom running third. In Flames next around. Flying for Melody in 2 lengths further back is Sadler's Song. By golly, won't settle Sadler's Song. Magic Quest is over on its inside from Hasta Manana wider out, and then Intermoo, Valeur, and Matey drops to the rear of the field. 700 ahead of them, and Coolgardie the leader. Yes Boss second. Third tracking the leaders, Desert Ransom. In Flames fourth. Then Flying for Melody a length further back, and travelling a little more generously now is Sadler's Song from Hasta Manana. Magic Quest awkwardly posied. 3 behind the favourite, Valeur, Intermoo and Matey as they turn, and Coolgardie the leader. Yes Boss grabbed it immediately, however, and 300 to go. Yes Boss from Coolgardie now. Desert Ransom and In Flames joining in. Magic Quest is getting into the open stretches, and then Flying for Melody. Desert Ransom hits the front from Yes Boss as they come to the 100, and the race 2 lengths. In Flames forget about Magic Quest, but Desert Ransom is forging away, and Desert Ransom 3/4 Yes Boss. Third going to In Flames, and then Coolgardie followed by Flying for Melody with Magic Quest, then Valeur and Intermoo, Matey and Sadler's Song, and last in was Hasta Manana.
Across the line, 4-1-8, winning double to jockey Ron Stewart. Winning trainer was Tim Martin, 4, 1 and 8. Morfettville's third race on the program is our next port of call. There is a value bet. Nicolapco is the tote elect ahead of Cashburn, which has been very, very well tried. Now, Moonee Valley runners beginning to parade for the Gold Cup, the Cathay Pacific Airways Cup. Chris Muntz got a big chance later aboard Shower of Roses in the Cox Plate. He rides Rose Archway.
She's as game as Ned Kelly, for the lack of a better phrase, Rose Archway.
Yeah, she's like she was her last start winner 2 starts back, obviously, and she had the good draw that day and had the run of the race basically, and sort of outplugged them on the line. So she comes in the race with good form, albeit getting ready for the 2 Mile Cup race.
Yeah, no, good comment. Chris, Shower of Roses, you've obviously ridden in
Cup 2,500 metres, and this race has risen in stature as a Melbourne Cup lead-up. Runners parading. Alf Matthews joins us on Sky throughout New Zealand and also North America. Mr. Prudent Alf Matthews ran a good race here last year in this event.
And his last start performance behind Vicksburg was very sound indeed, and he's trained on much better and looks fitter today.
Number 2 County Tyrone, Chris Lee's trained. First run since the Metropolitan.
1 run at the track, failed. Hard to give him a chance on that last start as well, but he does look okay.
The Brisbane Cup winner is number 3 Piace. Darren Gauci rides for David Hall.
Will have to work wonders from a very awkward gate, in my opinion.
The big test for number 4, Another Warrior, could be the distance. Alan Bailey and Glenn Boss.
Looks hard and fit. His runs have been satisfactory. The distance, a huge query in my opinion.
Number 5 is Comfort's Corey Brown from a wide alley, rides for John Hawkes.
Again, the alley isn't going to help. However, he's a horse that's got relatively nice speed in the early stages. That'll help him a little bit.
6 is out. 7 Rose Archway is much longer odds on course than the $9.80. Chris Munns for Clary Connors.
Can't fault its appearance. It's never been the prettiest looking mare you've ever seen. Hard and fit.
Another former Oaks winner is number 8 Mon Meki. Michael Fraser reported on this morning's Inside Running. 5th up, 3 preparations. She's produced 2 wins and an unlucky run.
I look at her very cautiously. Looks as if it's carrying just a touch of condition for this distance. However, respect the form pattern.
Number 9 Flying Chance, a double figure odds. Colin Alderson and Stephen Baster combined.
Yeah, again, respectable last start in the Metropolitan. Wasn't beaten all that far. I think this track will suit it better. It does look well, Flying Chance.
Number 10 Del Vecchio. What does Noel Callow do from the wide alley? It's right in the market.
I've got no idea. I'd love to get into inside his brain, but the horse has got speed. I'm anticipating he'll go forward because I think that's the only chance he's got.
Number 11 is the impressive last start winner of the Group 3 Kunji. Bart Cummings knows how to win this race. He did so with Kingston Rule.
As I've always said in the past, this is a wonderful looking animal. Whether he settles correctly, well, that's Greg Childs' job now. He is a very impressive looking individual. The 2,500, I'll be keen to see how he goes. I think he'll run well.
Number 12, Sir Pentire, a double figure odds, comes off a 3rd at Flemington, 2 runs back behind Vicksburg.
Looks outstanding in the mounting enclosure. I have included him. He will run the trip right out.
13, Lord Erin, Peter Mertens rides from the inside alley.
Cheeky Chance looks wonderful in the mounting enclosure, has improved in fitness. The distance could be a little bit of a query, but I guarantee you one thing, it'll get a good run from barrier 1.
Big value on the tote is 14 Schumpeter, who'll have to improve.
However, looks a lot better today than what it's previously looked. Looks good.
Number 15 is Legible, and Legible is a horse which goes around with all of the on-course support. It's been backed off the map.
Drawn perfectly. Desperately unlucky, well documented. We don't have to go into it. It's going to be very hard to beat.
And at blowout odds, the Jason Patton pickup ride, Domineer Prince, number 16.
And I'll tell you what, I've kept looking at this horse. It really does look good. I don't think it's got the class.
That's our look at the runners' parade, our parade yard coverage, thanks to the team from Arrowfield Stud. The top 8 in betting has Legible, a clear-cut elect. They're betting a lot shorter on course, where it's been the medium of very, very strong support. Frightening, the next best in betting. And then we go to Rose Archway, whom has been very easy on course, and it's big unders at all 3 quotes across Australian TABs. There is correct weight at Rose Hill on the previous. And 8 minutes off the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. Shortly, Alf Matthews will join us for his late mail. Other moves on course, we can confirm. Another Warrior's been kept very safe. It's good value on the tote by comparison. As mentioned, Rose Archway is overs. And of the others, Del Vecchio's right in the market on course. Bart Cummings' horse, Frightening, has been very easy and is big unders on the tote as we speak. Alf Matthews is shortly going to rejoin us to talk through his thoughts. Last year, Thong Classic. The year before it was Rain Gauge, Yippee-I-Yo in 2000. And a race in which the Melbourne Cup importance has continued to grow in recent years. Bart Cummings to look to do what he did with Kingston Rule with Frightening and get a run in the Cup. While the mares haven't had a great record, Legible with no luck in the Kunji, and Mon Meki, the Queensland Oaks winner, represent the fairer sex. Alf Matthews joins us now. Let's talk some late mail with our mailman.
Well, this is a very difficult race indeed. I put number 15 Legible on top. You don't have to be a road scholar to have it on top. Desperately unlucky, well documented. Today it has drawn well, and Craig knew it at the weight. He's going to be very effective and very strong. Number 13, this is a very interesting horse. I reckon this is improved in fitness, and that's Lord Erin. Blowout odds, drawn barrier 1. It's going to get a much better run today than what it did last start. And don't worry, it only was beaten for 4.2 lengths in the Cooney handicap last start without having a lot of luck. I'm anticipating it'll get a good run from barrier 1. Also number 11 here, Frightening. I've always liked the appearance of the horse. I have a little bit of a query about the journey, but Greg Childs, that's his problem now. It has drawn beautifully in gate 3 and does connect it, but I just thought it was carrying a little bit of condition.
Of the other chances, Mr. Prudent, the patience of the legendary George Hanlon.
Continues to look well all the time, and he's gradually taking a nice slow path towards another tilt at a Melbourne Cup.
County Tyrone, Chris Lees would have taken him home after the Metro.
Winning edge. The last 4 winners of this race have come through that particular event. It's a good form reference. They're off now in the Cup, and the starter sent them away beautifully. Del Vecchio and Monmecchi, along with Comforts Away Fast, and Rose Archway began very quickly. Also Legible and Flying Chance are going up to be on the pace. Mr. Prudence dropped out a long last of all, and Piace's a long second last. Up to the turn, Monmecchi has the lead by about a length and a quarter to Rose Archway. Flying Chance on the inside third, and Comfort's moving up on the outside now. In behind them, Legible enjoying a good trail, although she just wants to over race a touch. Fifth on the inside, County Tyrone's ahead of her in the orange blinkers. Then Del Vecchio tracking out 3 wide from Serpentine. Dominia Prince over on the inside rail. A length further back is Frightening Sharpener, and then Lord Erin on the rail, being followed by another warrior, Mr. Prudent tacks on second last, and last of all is Piace. Monmecchi leads out of the straight to the 1600 metres. She's out by 2.5. Rose Archway second. The mares are 1-2 as they go past the mile. Flying Chance is third, and Comfort's a length away fourth. Legible just getting off the rail a little bit into a better trailing position, is now fifth, pushing County Tyrone wide, and he's on the improve, and Dominia Prince running up behind them on the rail, followed by Serpentine. Frightening midfield, Lord Erin on the inside, and then Del Vecchio. They're followed by another warrior, Mr. Prudent. It's a bunching field at the 1200. Sharpener second last, and Piace is last of all. Into the back, and Monmecchi being well rated by about a length and a half. Monmecchi in front of Rose Archway, who's outside Flying Chance. 3 lengths away, there's a move. Another warrior whipping around the field very quickly from County Tyrone, Comforts, and then Serpentire as that horse went to the lead now. Another warrior. Next in the field is Legible. Dominia Prince just left a bit flat-footed when they sprint. Frightening's got to the outside where he needs to be. Then Lord Erin, Mr. Prudent, Del Vecchio, and they're followed by Sharpener and Piace. So up the side now, and it's another warrior leading from Monmecchi and Rose Archway. Here's Legible going for home early. Froggy's taking off, and the lightly weighted mare dashed to the lead. 600 left to go. County Tyrone's coming on the outside. He's getting up the second from another warrior. Frightening looks a danger, still responding. Rose Archway's had enough, and next is Lord Erin. Legible the leader. Frightening the big danger now as they come to the corner. Clear then from another warrior, and back behind them County Tyrone, and then Lord Erin. Frightening sailed to the lead around the home turn, and the Bart Cummings colours are looking good. It's Frightening dashing away from Legible, another warrior, then County Tyrone, but it's Frightening drawing away, and it's going to be a big win for Frightening. Frightening by 2 lengths to Legible. County Tyrone or another warrior, nearly a dead heat third. Then Lord Erin, Del Vecchio, Mr. Prudent, followed by Rose Archway, Piace, Sharpener, and then Serpentire, a long break, Dominia Prince. Monmecchi dropped right out of it. She's followed in by Flying Chance, and Comforts a distant last. Frightening has taken out the Moonee Valley Cup, number 11. Following perhaps in the hoof prints of Kingston Rule, Bart Cummings took him through the Moonee Valley Cup on his way to the big first Tuesday in November 13 years ago. Greg Childs riding Frightening absolutely beautifully. He settled well off the pace. He drew an inside gate. He had to get out wide where this horse likes to make his runs. He just refuses to go between and inside horses. Get him to the outside, and he stretches into the race beautifully.
Wow, that first Tuesday in November is looming larger and larger for the man that took Kingston Rule to victory from this very race. Now, those years ago, Andrew Bentley, he's about to join you up in the grandstand.
He is. Bart Cummings is walking down towards us. Few of the lucky owners here as well. Jump past, sir. Go on, you go. Yes, that's Dardo.
He's the owner.
He is the owner, but let's talk to the trainer. Can you do a Kingston rule with this horse?
Pardon?
Can you do a Kingston rule with this horse?
Well, I don't know. I hope he goes keeps frightening doing what he's doing.
What's been the turnaround with this horse, Bart? Because really going back to the middle of winter and those he was really struggling, but he's just turned it on.
Oh, we just sorted him out, figured out what he idiosyncrasies, and everything's worked to a plan. Everything's coming at the right time.
Are you surprised just with the last 2 wins in particular today, just dashing around him?
Well, I knew he could do it, so it's a relief.
Yeah. Go and enjoy it, Bart. You're into the Melbourne Cup with another one. Frightening. This has snuck up on us too.
Well, it's not over. Not over yet. He'll stay all day. He's a nice horse.
All right, go and enjoy it, Bart. Bart Cummings, the Cups King. Penalty. It'll be interesting to see whether he gets one. I think he's got about 50 in the Melbourne Cup. Frightening. We'll follow that, Brendan.
It's been 13 years since Bart last prepared the winner of the Moonee Valley Gold Cup. That was Kingston Rule, Frightening, in those famous green and gold colours, Alf. Was that a good staying test to your eye?
In fact, I'm not sure. I thought Legible came out and didn't have to go when he did. I thought he may have been just a touch aggressive a little too soon. I thought it was still game in defeat, but Frightening did get the perfect run. I thought it was a very good ride, and it was always going to get a good run from a good gate. Good type of horse. I'm not convinced.
County Tyrone running a very good race in the placings, and the Queenslander, another warrior, finishing in 4th place. Larry Olsen, let's get some late mail.
Yes, Brendan, the numbers here are 4, 2, 8 and 10. I'm putting the 8 in. I didn't have him in before, but the 4 is the one I like on top here, Galactic Warrior. I was most impressed with his run his last start, and also his previous runs where he took a sit, he won well, he went to the front, was run down by Little Punk. Looks great in enclosure. Lovely big strong colt, this fella. I expect him to be on the pace. Bruce McLaughlin's horse, Louis the Lip, looks terrifically well. Got an awkward alley, but look, he's a front runner and he will run the mile out. He's right in this. I'm putting in the 8, Mazentseva. Now, I haven't had this horse in, but he's a nice type of horse, and he was a good run up at Toowoomba behind Royal Dreamer. That's good form for a race like this. And then I'm putting in the 10, which is Victory Highway. Comes in extremely well on the weights and down a lot in class. A couple of others that did look well is the 1, 3 and the 7, but my numbers will be 4, 2, 8 and the 10. Thanks, Brendan.
Galactic Warrior, Larry, thank you, is the favourite at Doomben. The race is due to go 3 from now. Now, looking ahead to Rosehill Gardens, the running of the 5th race, which is the first leg of the quaddie, and the Sky ratings with Ashworth and Star of the Seas ahead of Typhoon and Casino Night. 5 and 7 equal ahead of 1 and number 3. Mark a call about to come on screen. If you've taken first fours, Unitab or New South Wales on the Cup, it was 11, 15, 2 and 4. Greg Giles has just unsaddled here at Moonee Valley, having a chat with Joe Agresta. Bart Cummings, a long-term track rider in Melbourne. He's been on board many who've been to the Cups, and with success. He's been the pilot behind the scenes as Greg goes to jump onto the scales. They head into the mounting yard at Rosehill Gardens. He's just with Des Gleeson as we speak. Greg's cap has come off, and let's link up with Rob Gaylard.
It's for him. Stay there, Greg, because we've got a lovely lady keeping you dry here, and I don't think he'll knock that back. This horse boy, hasn't he come right at the